Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're hearing my voice for the first time, you're highly welcome. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for coming back. I love you all. So in today's video, I'm literally going to be holding your hands to teach you how to do this makeup properly. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, guys. Yes, you heard me right. I'm literally going to be holding your hands to teach you how to do your makeup properly. This video is basically for the beginners in the makeup industry. There was a lady that reached out to me, or someone that reached out to me, that she's a beginner. She just finished her makeup training. So I dedicated this video for her, and I told her that to get it right in this industry, you just have to keep building your portfolio, keep practicing, and you keep getting better. So I decided to do this detailed video for all my beginner makeup artists. You will get there, and just be consistent and you will get it properly. So I started with cleaning the face with the micellar blossom cleansing water. So making sure that the face is properly clean. We are working on a clean slate. No matter what, do not skip that side of that particular part of the makeup. So then I bladed her brows. I groomed her brows. I didn't have too much to remove from her brows. I just wanted the brow bone to be clean for the whole brow. So after that, I hydrated her skin with the Maribadosco hydrated spray. Sorry guys. So my model is having a serious breakout. If you cover some with my channel, you know I have used this my model before when her skin was all right and fine, but I don't know what happened to her. She has been having a breakout for some time now. So this is another way to work on a skin like this. And you see how, and I'm sure at the beginning of the video, you saw how the makeup was on her face. So we're going to trust the process and go through the process. So when I was done hydrating her skin, I went straight with the serum from the COSRX and to further hydrate her skin more. Then this is the moisturizer, the all-in-one COSRX, and I still went ahead to moisturize her skin. The fact she's having a breakout should make you know that you have to moisturize, hydrate her skin properly, because whatever that is causing the breakout probably be some maybe her skin reacting to something or the other. Do you get? So I did that very well, and you can see I dried up her skin with a fan, and I used my palm to check if the product has been properly, absorbed into her skin. You cannot get it right if at the end of the day your foundation is cakey or it's breaking. The problem or why it happened that way is because the skin prep from the beginning wasn't done right. That is just it. There's no two ways about it. Do you get? So you make sure that the skin absorb all the products you lay on it. After that, I went with my Aqua Grip primer from Mismetic and used my fan to dry it up properly. Like, take like 5 minutes. You can literally check your time and use like 5 or 8 minutes to make sure that the fan dry up that product very well, the Aqua Grip, so that you will get that grip effect. It will help you hold your foundation very, very well. Then when I'm done with that, I went straight to the what's this called again, the mattifying primer from Dove, just for her T-zone only, and just her smile lines down to the other side of her face. You get it? So just to make sure that her face is properly properly primed, and everywhere of her face is just right. Then when I was done, I used the fan still to dry it up and make sure everything is done. Then at the end of the skin prep, I always use a setting spray. For today, I'm using this Omarico skin mist to bring everything together, to seal everything up together. Do you get? And make sure that this is like the end point of the skin prep, and use the fan to dry it up completely. Then going to the foundation, I'm using the Silver Mark foundation in the shade Babu. So when I swatched her skin, I found out that this was a perfect skin match, though she's getting more darker on her face than on her chest. So when you want to get it right with foundation match, you have to match the foundation with her chest, not her face. Do you understand? If you match it with the face and not the chest, at the end of the look, it will look like she's wearing a mask. Do you get? So you just have to match it properly with her chest, and when you do that very well, it will still rhyme to her face. You understand? Just see this match, just see the face, just see the chest, just see the neck as well. See how everything match up together. But before she wore that foundation, her face was overly darker than her chest. Do you get? So that is the essence of foundation. One of the greatest reasons why we wear foundation is to match our undertone and clean off or clear off every blemishes on our skin and give us that flawless finish. That is one and major reason why we use foundation. So see how that foundation match seamlessly to her skin. Then when I was done with that, I used the airbrush setting spray to wrap it up and keep it safe, because I don't want my foundation to shift at the end of the look or during the day when she's wearing her makeup. Probably she's your party guest or your bride or whoever she is. You don't want her foundation to shift, because when the foundation starts shifting, that is an error, and that will be the beginning of a major problem. So that is it. So next is highlighting her face. So I went with this particular shade of concealer from V Beauty in the shade 05, and I used that to highlight her under eye, the corner of her eyes, to give it that lift. So this is to help lift the eyes during the eyeshadow process. So at this moment, I'm already blending the concealer, just starting off with the forehead, then to her chin, the bridge of her nose, just giving the under eye a little time, so that it just gets a little bit sticky, so that it will give you that coverage. In this look, I did something different from what I usually do, so that during the course of you doing your makeup and something like this happened, you know that you are safe and nothing wrong has happened and you don't have to panic. So I decided to start with the under eye, like the concealer. Naturally, after your foundation, you go straight to contouring your face, then your cream blush, and now before your under eye, your concealer to under eye. But this time around, I didn't want to do cream foundation for contour, or do I want to do cream blush for the face, for blush on the face. So I just went straight to the highlighting her face. Then you see, when I was done, I went with a powdery contour and a powder blush. So this point, I focus majorly on the under eye. I wanted that under eye to be pop. So I added another concealer, that is the Kevin O'Con concealer in the shade XS11. So just to bring that under eye, as in to make sure the under eye is popping. When you're done with the look, you will see how it is. Like, it's always very, very beautiful. So when I was done with that, and while you are doing this, see, make sure you are very careful. Under the eyes are very tricky, so just do it right and you will get it right. Do you understand? Under the eyes are very tricky. Make sure you tell your model or your client to look up. There are some people that find it very difficult to look upwards for a while, like for a very long time. Please try to control them to look up, so that you can blend under the eyes properly to avoid crease. And one other thing again is that you will make sure that now I am setting the under eye with the Merac setting powder in the spice ginger. Do you get? So after which, I went straight to what you see, she's still looking up. She has not brought her eyes down yet. If after setting with the Merac setting powder and she bring her eyes, there's tendency, may or may not, but there are tendency that the under eyes may crease. So to just be on the safe side, I go over it with a shade of powder a bit lighter than her skin. Do you understand? So under the eyes we are still highlighting. And what's the basic meaning of highlighting? Is like adding more lights, so that is why you use like a shade or two shade lighter than the skin of the person for the under eyes, for the highlighting. So I'm just using the powder to make sure that this powder is basically to avoid creasing. That's just the essence. Maybe someone will ask me, I finished using setting powder to set under the eye, why do I have to use powder again to set under the eyes? For me, it is just to make sure you're on the safe side and your under eye do not crease at the end of the day. So when I was done with that, I used this powder from, I think I've forgotten the name of this powder. I use this powder for all over her face. You understand? I just use it for all over her face. If you want to do powder contour, you just have to make sure the normal powder has been her face have been set first before going on with the powder contour. Remember, I told you guys that I was going to do the powder contour. So while you're working and maybe you were talking and you're overwhelmed, or you shall just forget that you've not done your powder contour, you've not done your cream contour or your cream blush, don't worry. Do not worry, you can still do it now. So I'm using the Merac Face and Sculpt palette for her contour. So I'm using that dark shade there. If you see, there are two shades of contour powder there, so I'm using the darker one for her face. Do you understand? Because I want to contour her face, so I'm using the darker one for her face. This particular powder in this palette is usually very, very pigmented, so be careful how you use it. You understand? Because sometimes I dust away excess from the brush before applying it. You understand? So always be very careful how you use it, so that you don't just go overboard. It's better you build from little by little like that than going overboard with just a huge amount of contour powder, and you found out that it's too much and now you are not struggling to bring it down. It is more struggle than when you just go little by little. So I contour a hairline. The contour got to her hairline, just to make sure that her face is properly contoured. Then going to her nose contour, I use the same powder, but the lighter one this time around. You understand? I promise you guys at the beginning of this makeup that I was going to hold you by your hands and show you step by step on how you can achieve a flawless finish. Do you understand? Like, I make sure this video was not like I make sure it was not in a rush form. I took my time. Like when I saw that comment from that particular person that she just finished she's a beginner and she just finished, I decided to make this video for that purpose. So my makeup artists that are beginners, I am here for you, to hold you by your hands and put it through. Are you a self-taught? This video is for you. Do you understand? So do not forget to share this video to as many beginner makeup artists that you know, and even a makeup artist that want to do an upgrade. This video too is for you. Do you understand? So going straight to the video, we are doing the the powder blush, and we are using the Annie's Beauty blush palette to get it done. And I'm basically applying that blush at her cheekbone. Do you understand? You could see the difference at her cheekbone. So going straight, see how the difference is. Like when I have not added blush and when I've added blush, the difference is just there. So as I told you guys before, I needed this under eye pop. I didn't want anything to bring it down in any ways. So I went in with the airbrush powder in the shade 02. I think, yeah, 02, 03, one of them anyways. So I used it for under the eye still, to keep that under eye in place. Then I'm done with my powdery thing, and I went straight to the airbrush setting spray to spray that all together, bringing down the powdery effect and bringing the face. You see how the under eye is sharp, and you see how the face is all together. So now this time around, I am baking. I'm done setting. I'm done setting the under eyes. If you could see for yourself, no crease whatsoever is happening under the eyes, just for you to be sure and make sure you do it right. So because I'm going for a pigmented eyes, like a very pigmented eyes, for this look I used like 3 pigments, shades. So I'm going for a very pigmented eyes. She has a lovely eyelid, like she has a very big eyelid, so I will try to walk around with beautiful pigment shades to beautify it. Do you get? That's why I'm going for this baking. Apart from that, it is still good to still bake the face, but if you did not bake, there is no problem. Majorly baking is just for fallout from eyeshadow, that's excess, but you can still bake even though you're not doing an eyeshadow, anything about the eyeshadow. So when I was done, I went to my eyebrows to keep that in place. You just have to keep that in place. So I did that with the Damel brow tint to keep the eyebrows in place. While it is getting dry, I went straight to the eyeshadow primer. So I'm using or what's this called again, Benign Clown White as the eyeshadow base for this look. And just see the way I am pushing that into her eyes, Then when I was done, I used the Annie's Beauty eyeshadow palette in the shade Meet the Browns. You could really see how it is, like it is actually Meet the Browns, because there are different shades of brown eyeshadow color in the palette. So I used a mixture of that three eyeshadow color at the top, just to get her transition color, and better still, merge it to her nose contour, so there is no form of cut in any way at all. So you could see that was just for my transition. I'm just getting it right with the transition very, very well. When it comes to building eyeshadow colors, if you want that deep brown eyeshadow colors, go for the lighter eyeshadow to a bit darker, like one step at a time. Do not just go for overly dark eyeshadow at the start and just start. You cannot blend it into her skin. Do you understand? So that is why you could see that I started with the lightest brown of that eyeshadow. That is the first 3 at the top. They are the lightest brown, starting with the first one to the second one to the third one. These 3 are the lightest brown. So I started with that, then I went building to a darker one. You could see that I'm not in the second layer. Went building to a darker one, then went building again. You see the way I'm doing it? That is how you just get it right. Yes, you just get it right, one step at a time, so that at the end of the day, you just see that the building, the eyeshadow, it will come out really, really nice. And another thing again, while you are applying the eyeshadow, especially for this particular transition and you're building the eyeshadow colors, give it the blend in a round form, like blend. I don't know how to practicalize this, but you could see what I'm doing, like blend in a round form, like in a circle. Just make sure you're blending so that it is fading into her skin. Then when I was done with that, I used a clean eyeshadow brush to blend the edge very well, so that there is no demarcation of whatsoever. So going on to the pigments of the eyes, like the main cocoa, the eyelid, I went straight with this Huda Beauty eyeshadow. I just love this Huda Beauty eyeshadow. It was a gift anyways, and this gift was for my husband. He knows how mad I can go for beautiful eyeshadow colors, and he got this pigmented one for me. And you see how it is. Like I have to dust out an essence to get this, because it is overly pigmented. Like every word called pigments, this eyeshadow, it is. So that is what I'm just placing it on that space I have there on the eyelid, just placing it wildly over there. Please don't mind my cornrows you're seeing on the camera. I just had to get it right while the model is looking straight, or her face is straight to the camera. So don't mind my cornrows, please ignore that. So we're doing the same thing we did for the other side of the eyes, to the other side of the eyes, and we're just placing that eyeshadow on it. Please, if you've watched this video to this point, please, like, I am literally begging you, please like this video. I am begging, like this video. Is it that you don't enjoy my videos? Let me know in the comment section. Am I not doing it right, or do you think I'm not doing it right? Do you not understand what I explain in my videos? Do you understand? So please. Okay, before we continue the please thing, I am actually applying the pigment glue on the eyes. Then when I was done with the pigment glue, I went straight with this Luster's pigments. Yeah, I went straight with this Luster's pigment, and see, this camera is not doing justice to these eyes. Like, through the camera, it was looking as if there was nothing on the eyes, but if you see, that was why I went to this Candy Beauty pigment in the shade Bomb to see apply more at the beginning of her eyes. I wanted you guys to see how pigmented this. I wish I can show you like how pigmented these eyes was. It was really beautiful. Like, it was loud, it was bright, it was really nice, but the camera just made it look simple. But it's fine though. So I'm just smoking that under eyes. No, not the under eye, sorry, the outer corner of her eyes. I'm smoking that. You see, now this time around, I'm using the darkest shade of brown. Remember what I told you guys about blending the browns from the lighter shade to the darkest shade? So this time around, I'm blending with the darkest shade, just making sure that the outer corner of the eyes is, is well smoked out. See how the eyes is well lifted? That was the essence of that concealer that time, you remember? Yes, I know you remember. So I'm just using this particular brush from Merak to dust off the excess pigment under the eyes. Just dust the excess pigment under the eyes while using the same powder, just like a dust, just to dust out the excess pigment under the eyes. And just making sure that everything, no pigment is found, just here and there, just removing all form of pigment here and there. So after that, I went straight to the Tehila gel liner, the very black one, so use it to line you see what I did here? Like, I've made her skin firm. When you understand, you can make it easier for you applying your black gel liner. I hold the skin and it was firm, and this is how I just line the black gel liner seamlessly. That can also work. It's a hack, you get it. So please, if you've watched this video to this particular point, don't forget to share this video. If you have a sister out there, a brother out there that's struggling with his makeup or her makeup journey, share this video. Do something good for that person. Let the person watch this video. You can drop as many questions as you want to in the comment section. I am here. If you check my videos, you will know that I don't joke in the comment section. Like, I make sure I answer every single person that dropped a question or anything in the comment section. I always reply. Do you understand? So I'm doing the same thing I did for the waterline, just using that same. This is a disposable eyeliner applicator. You can get it, or you can get a brush to do that, but sometimes I'm just very comfortable with this because of the way the mouth is like pointed, so it make it easier. You see the way it is, it make it easier for me, so I just like it the way it is. Then I'm just merging the two, where the two the two lining meet at the corner of the eyes so that there's no demarcation. That merge has to happen. It's always very beautiful, brings the beauty of the eyes very well. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed yet, come into the family. Let's grow this family together. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers, or 2,000 family member. So bring more family people. Let us grow this channel. I could remember when we were just 100, when we were just 10, you get, and now we are almost at 2,000. It is something to be happy for, and I'm happy that you out there, you're enjoying your stay. And please, while you are here with us, please don't forget to always interact through my video. That is the only way I get to know you and I get to know that you are here. So I'm using this particular darkest shade of the brown to smoke under our eyes. You see how beautiful the under eyes is. You don't mess around with your under eyes. It's one of the things that brings a whole lot of beauty to the face during your makeup. Once the other under eye is intact or are on point, your face will be looking good even before you're done with the look. You understand? Like, we are just halfway gone. We've not done the brows, we've not done the lip yet, and see how the face is. It's speaking for itself, is it not? So I'm doing that same thing at the other side, just smoking under the eyes, and see how beautiful it is. So I always, this time around, this is a practice I just started recently. I mix a little bit of Tehila black gel liner to my brow pomade from Eggy and Esther. So this is shade Nubia. I always mix a little just to give it that well-defined, concept. So I'm just doing that bit by bit. So this time around, I'm going on top of the brows. This brush is from Merak brushes. Remember the last video that I saw me unboxing my Merak set of brushes? I have been enjoying every single brush from that bag, like from that purse. Like, every single brush was done with a whole lot of wisdom to, like, a whole lot of help to makeup artists, because you know how you struggle to get the right brush to apply your makeup product, and all of a sudden you just got that perfectly in one brush purse. It's very, very, very brilliant. Thank you very much, Merak, for making application of products way easier for us, or for me better still. So I'm just making sure that these brows are well outlined. See how the outline is, and I'm using this very sharp pencil to fill in the spouse area. So I did the video up close, so you see what I'm doing. As I said earlier, I am holding you by the hands and I'm showing you how I am doing this look, so you could see how it is done. Sometimes there are some people that will say that they find difficult to draw the left part of the brows, or they find difficult to draw the right part of the brows. Do you understand? So whichever side of the brows that you find difficult to draw, you can always start with that particular one. Maybe it's always easier for you to draw the left part of the brows, way easier. Then when it's time for you to draw the right, it will look as if you are using your left to right. You know that feeling when you're using your right to right, but your left to right, when you are a right-handed person? That is that feeling you will get. So how you can use to master that and cancel that completely is by always working on the left side of your brows that you always find difficult to do. Just try and start up with that one first. Before you know, you get used to that particular place and it will be easier for you. So see the way I'm giving the beginning of the brows that few stroke, just to give that natural effect. That few stroke. And if I chose to to highlight these brows, fine and good. If I still choose not to highlight these brows, is this brows not well highlighted? Like, is it not self highlighted? But I just have to for the purpose of learning. So this is how I'm highlighting the brows, and I'm doing that carefully. If you do not do it carefully, you will spoil the beautiful brows that you've took your time to outline. So be very, very careful. You see the way I'm doing it, like, be very, very careful. Remove any excess brows or any excess you want to remove. Carefully remove it so that your brows will still come out beautiful and nice. So when I was done with that, I'm just blending that brow bone, just blending the concealer, blend it very, very well, so it's not giving that brow bone a uplift to the eyes. So I'm doing that same thing to the other side of the eyes. Please guys, please don't forget to like my video, please. It's very, very important, please. And it's free of charge as well. So this is how up close I did this video, and you see the skin. See how flawless the skin is. A very, very close camera view. See how it is. Like, I am not hyping nonsense, it is real. So this is me just highlighting the brows and using that brush, that fluffy brush, to make sure I blend everything into each other, so there's no demarcation at all. So blend it into the crease of the eyes, and I blend the brow bone into the skin completely, and it came out so nice. And that's just it for the eyebrows. So the top of the brows, I basically didn't do too much on it. I didn't even do anything at all because there was no point, it was already cleaned. So I'm using the Sephora powder in the shade Almond, the shade Almond, to set the highlighted part. You know, it's a concealer still that was used to highlight the brow bone, so I set it so with the powder. Then for her lip, I'm using the brow pomade from Eggy and Esther in the shade Trophy. So I'm using that to outline her lip, like serve as the brown lip liner for the lip, and see how clean that is. So I was just making sure that was so clean, and I love the way her lip is, and I'm just drawing it. So one thing again about the lip is that lip is something that we do not pay attention to. We feel that lip is so easy. There is no technicality on application of lipsticks or lip glosses on the lip. That's not true. As in, that is really not true. So when you're applying the lip, you have to blend just the way you try as much as possible to blend the foundation on the face. That is how you should do for the lip as well. Just when you moisturize your face, you have to still moisturize your lip. You understand? I'm sorry I didn't capture that when I was moisturizing her lip on camera, but it has to happen. Do you get? Then I blended the brown, the brown pomade on her lip, like it served as the lip stain. I blended that into her lip very well. Then the next shade of lipstick I'm using is from Sopro in the shade Neye. Yeah. It's a burnt orange color, and I apply that in 4 parts of her lip, like one side here, one side here, one side here, one side here. Do you understand? Not at the middle. I avoided the middle for a reason. And you see how this lip turned out. The creativity behind the lip. So I use that nude shade in that Magic lip stain, and I just apply it at the middle. Just at the middle, and I blended everything into each other. It was so beautiful. Like, I used another brush to blend it, see the way I'm blending it into the burnt orange brown. I'm just blending it into the burnt orange brown. Just the edge that is closer to the burnt orange brown is same thing I'm using to blend it into it. And just look at this lip. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Like, everything was incorporated. If I told you that this was like 3 lip stains, or even 4, because a fourth one is actually coming. You will not believe. So you still have to blend. So I use this white shade in the lip stain, and I just use that for the middle, just a little. I cleaned off the excess and I apply that. I cleaned off the excess and I just to blend, just to make sure that nude color is a bit lighter. You know, if you want anything to be a bit lighter in terms of colors, you add whites. If you want it darker, you add black or blue. So after that, I'm using the same So Pro glosses in the shade Vein to gloss her lip. Like, this lip was so beautiful, and see how the eyes is sparkling. It's so lovely. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please, when you're dropping comments in the comment section, don't hesitate to drop how you feel about my video, how you would want me to do it. I'm always here to make sure I do it better, so that you not just watch the video for watching sake, you enjoy watching the video at every point in time. That's one of the reasons why I do this, for you to enjoy watching it. Do you understand? So I don't mind for you to tell me, okay, I don't want you to do it like this, why not do it like this? I'm open. I will always listen to you. So in the course of the whole thing, the blush on the face was already going away, so I decided to add more, just to intensify it a bit more. And just see that lip, see how that lip is so beautiful. I love the lip, like, I really do like it. Then this, the powder for that Sephora powder, I think in the shade Almond, I just use that as my finishing powder all over the face, blending everything together, both the blush, the contour, the under eyes, everything together, so everything can cooperate and come together. So I'm using that airbrush setting spray to spray her face, and wow, ooh, this is the face after spray. You could see the difference. Like, this setting spray, they are doing their job. Like, you could literally see the difference. Then when I was done with that, I used this Blossom 2-in-1 mascara, the smaller side, just to drag down her lashes, her under eyelashes, and it was so beautiful. Just see the way and you have to be very careful at this point, so you know you're almost done with your look. Any black stain will ruin all your efforts for hours. You don't want to joke with that, so please, just little by little. Others might even use like razor blade pack under that place, just to be extra sure that you're not going to do something that will ruin the makeup. Do you understand? But for me, I can actually work with that alone. So this is my Silver Mark Sealant Spray, and I'm using that to seal the whole makeup, and wow, see the outcome, guys. So using the fan to blow it dry, and we've gotten to the end of this look. Just rate this look in the comment section. I want you to rate this look in the comment section. Like, I'm very much honest about that. Thank you so much for you who have watched this video from the beginning to the end. You don't know what you're doing for me. Like, you're encouraging me to put up this content the more. And I'm really doing it for you, just for you. And I'm glad I'm doing it, and I'm glad you're enjoying every part of this. And just see how the makeup and every product on her face all came together to give us one goal. So guys, don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comment section, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.